Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to your favorite Muslim channel, Halal Snack Pack.
Nice.
My name is Ezi.
My name is Julianne. Oh my gosh. We moved. This is our fourth apartment in 2 years.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, the final one. So
We're currently in the blessed month of Ramadan. The favorite time of the year for Muslims. But for some Muslims, it might be their favorite time of the year, not for the right reasons. And as we all know, the purpose of Ramadan is to create good habits, to break bad habits, to read the Quran, to get closer to Islam, and overall just reset our iman.
however, there seems to be a shift of focus with growing trends or new trends and new traditions. And two of them that we'll be talking about today is Eid trees and Ramadan calendars.
Boo!
Stop.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man. Shit, I'm saying.
But also, and this is gonna raise some eyebrows, it might be a bit of a spicy take, Ramadan bazaars.
Firstly, it's important to say for us that as with every video, every topic we talk about, these videos are a reminder for us first and foremost.
And obviously we're not speaking from a scholarly perspective or
Giving out fatwas.
giving out fatwas, nothing like that. What we're doing is simply just asking the question and leaving it to you to decide and think, what exactly are these practices that we're bringing into our home?
But firstly, what is an Eid tree and what is a Ramadan calendar?
So as the name suggests, an Eid tree is a tree for Eid. Now correct me if I'm wrong, but having like a central tree for a festival might already be claimed for a specific faith tradition. I don't know. I'm just thinking from the top of my head. I don't know.
Basically, it's a tree shaped usually as a crescent moon, because that makes it halal, I guess, that people put up, or some Muslims put up for Eid or Ramadan. So a Ramadan calendar is essentially a calendar that counts down the days till Eid. Usually it's for the kids, and you can open a little hatch and there's a chocolate or something inside to make the kids excited for Eid. So as someone who's been a Muslim for barely 5 years, I feel like in the beginning when I became a Muslim, I had not seen or heard about Eid trees. I had not seen or heard about Ramadan calendars. I was familiar with the concept from Christianity, obviously Advent calendars, but there was not a thing, I feel. So I feel like it's very new. It's a very fresh trend. As these trends have been growing, the question of whether this is something that Muslims should do has also been asked. So the Eid tree is essentially Muslims copying Christians with a Christmas tree who are copying pagans. Having a tree, walking around and whatnot like they do in Christianity, is a pagan ritual. In pre-Islamic Arabia, there were also pagans, the polytheists, also worshipped or had trees and deities and such. So it's kind of odd how we are like, yeah, let's take this Christmas tree and make it Islamic.
So basically, it's not even within Christianity to have Christmas trees. You have videos of pastors and like ministers saying that the Christmas tree is a pagan tradition.
So all this business about mistletoe, pagan. Christmas trees, pagan. Giving out gifts, pagan. Every bit of it is pagan. Every single bit of it is pagan. We've Christianized it all. And so that's good. And so we have time, we celebrate for Jesus. Everybody gets all misty-eyed. But the truth is, they're all pagan.
So what does that say about Muslims who adopt that tradition from the Christians, who adopt that tradition from the pagans? What you're actually doing is imitating an innovation of Christianity. That's whack.
But Izzy, it's a crescent moon. It's Muslim. It's Islamic. No.
If not Islamic, why crescent moon?
So for those who use that as an argument, like, oh, it's a crescent moon, it's Muslim. No, like there's nothing from Islam that says the crescent moon and the star is actually the symbol of Islam. Like Islam is very strict when it comes to having symbols and figures. And the crescent moon that we know today to be kind of the symbol of Islam comes from the Ottoman Empire when they took over in Constantine in Istanbul. And basically they took the pre-existing flag of that empire.
Like there is no official logo of Islam. Okay, like there's no trademark. So yeah, eat trees, burn your eat trees. Or maybe don't. That could be a pagan tradition too.
Probably a worse pagan ritual.
Just don't have an eat tree. Okay?
Don't buy it.
Just don't do it.
Moving on to Ramadan calendars. I have very strong feelings about this because it is so similar to Advent calendars. And an Advent calendar is the same. Counting down. Advent is like waiting the coming of Christ. For Christians, in Christianity. Growing up Christian, I cherished my advent calendar. It was so much fun for me. I'm like the last baby as well, so my mom made it until I was like 18 probably. I had an advent calendar every Christmas. And I truly cherish it because it was such an important part of that waiting for Christmas, waiting for Christ's whole vibe. Which is why I would never ever have that now for our future kids, because it would feel so wrong to take something from my childhood that I know is so deeply rooted in Christianity and make it our own. It would feel really wrong.
And I feel like there's almost a deeper conversation to this whole thing.
Yeah.
It's almost as if like you're not secure enough with your Muslim identity that you need to adopt other things from other religions. Like, be proud of being a Muslim. Why adopt something from the Kafirs when Islam has been perfected for us? Because at the end of the day, you know, no matter what you think about it, you're adopting something that's not from Islam, which can lead to
Hello.
we have a kafir right here.
What are you doing? No, come on, she's sleeping. She's sleeping.
Oh my gosh. So aggressive. So yeah, as
She goes. She just does that and leaves. She just wakes up, cries out and leaves. The same way we don't see non-Muslims literally imitating Muslims. They don't take anything from us because they're already feeling secure in their identity. But why are we not? Why do you feel the need to take a Christmas tree and make it Muslim, or take an advent calendar and make it halal?
there's nothing particularly wrong with decorating a little bit and making your home look nice, because essentially you're welcoming Ramadan, which will be the best guest that you have in your home. But when that takes precedence over the actual meaning and purpose of Ramadan, then is when it becomes an issue. Moreover, when the decorations are adopted from a different faith and that is not Islamic at all, then it becomes a little bit more sus.
And you might hear, but it's just a tree, Izzy. What's the big deal?
And let's be real, like, isn't this just consumerism? Isn't this just commercializing Eid and Ramadan? They're just selling stuff to you that you don't need to impress people that you don't like. They're out to get you. And like, if you buy a Ramadan tree, then you're falling into their trap. Don't fall into the trap of people who are just trying to make a buck off of you. They're just trying to make some money.
Yeah. So you might hear, but Izzy, it's just a tree. What's the big deal?
The thing is, when you're tolerant of everything, you stand for nothing. That's what Malcolm X said. When you open that door and let that one thing in, who knows what's next to come? And this is what makes Islam so special and so different from other religions. We don't add and subtract. We don't pick and choose. The framework of Islam has very set and specific rules and regulation that is to be followed by Muslims.
Just like we don't put up sugar skulls and shrines to pay respect to loved ones who's passed away, like they do in Mexican culture for Day of the Dead, we should also not take in a Christmas tree or an advent calendar.
Maybe next Ramadan, people start putting skulls with moon and crescent shapes on them. This is my Ramadan skull.
Astaghfirullah. It's so clearly copying.
Yeah. Don't do that, by the way, obviously.
No.
Say, oh, easy, said.
No bueno.
No bueno, mister.
Si, senor.
And now moving on to the bazaar. So Ramadan bazaars are something that's very big and almost celebrated in many parts of the world. But I'll be talking about my experiences mostly from Singapore. So every Ramadan, we have this very big thing in Singapore. But essentially what a Ramadan bazaar is just rows and rows of people selling food, snacks, mostly food and snacks actually. But I've also seen people selling insurance.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, essentially like it becomes like a festival, like a night market where people just sell food and snacks and everything else that you can imagine during the month of Ramadan. Hence the name, Ramadan Bazaar. But yeah, there's nothing wrong going to the bazaar during Ramadan. Personally, I do enjoy the Ramadan Bazaar. I think it's very special and very specific to Ramadan. The issue is, however, when people take that as the priority. When they skip Tarawih or even skip Maghrib just to go to the bazaar. And it's one thing to miss Tarawih, But it's another thing to miss your Fard prayers. And yes, I do understand how special the Ramadan Bazaar is to many people. You know, going out with your family and you know, enjoying food and drink outdoors. You know, it's a nice thing. But we shouldn't forget the purpose of Ramadan. That's a very limited window to do all the things that you can only do during Ramadan. While it's fine to go to the bazaar, don't make that your priority. Don't spend too much time there where you miss out on all the much better things of Ramadan. Like Tarawih, like Witr, like staying up and doing Ibadah. All those things should and must take precedence over a bazaar. Because let's be honest, what's going to be new at the bazaar? Like truffle fries or like, I don't know, watermelon on a stick. I don't know if that's a thing, but
I'm sure it is somewhere.
Everything that you can taste at the bazaar, can taste somewhere else, you know.
In Jannah.
In Jannah, even if you, yeah. In Jannah.
That feels good though.
Think about it this way. If you miss like your favorite hot dog on a stick during Ramadan, you can have it in Jannah if you pray your Tarawih and you know, things like that. Is that not that much better? No, I'm not saying it. Wow, maybe I've dug myself a hole. I'm not saying there will be hot dogs on a stick in Jannah. I'm sure there's going to be like
you can get whatever you want in Jannah.
Yeah, but there's going to be like much better food. If you go to Jannah and ask for a hot dog on a stick, that's like
that's your issue, man.
I don't know, but you get what we're saying. You know, yeah. The bazaar is just a nice thing on the side, and even then, just spend a bit of time there. Don't like spend your whole night at the bazaar just walking up and down, looking at things and smelling the oil. You know. And again, we're not trying to call specific people out or bash on someone. We're just bringing up the conversation and letting people think and reflect and inshallah, you know, have a better outcome.
Overall, with anything that we do, look at our intentions. Even if your intention is to go to the bazaar, to break your fast, have a good time with your family, that's great. But if it becomes a thing that you do every day, you have to do it. Therefore, you skip Tarawih, you don't go to the masjid, you don't read the Quran. You know, you have to be able to create a balance. And that's what I mean by look at your intentions, like truly look within yourself and think, what do I want to get out of Ramadan? And the same goes for Eid trees and Ramadan calendars and whatever new trends that probably will pop up. Are you doing it because an influencer posted about it? Are you implementing it to your tradition to have a Ramadan calendar because someone you like online made it look fun? Or are you actually wanting to count down the days for Eid and make this time special? And if that's your intention, that's great. But you can also do it without imitating the non-Muslims.
Do you agree with Ramadan trees or Eid trees, Ramadan calendars? Or do you think it's something that we can do without?
Let us know what you think of this video, of this topic. Leave a comment. But please be civil. It's Ramadan. We are fasting. If you don't have anything nice to say, hold your tongue, like the video, and just click away.
Yeah. If you want an easy good deed, like the video and subscribe, and you make us smile, which in turn is, you know, smiling is like a form of charity. So
make us smile.
Yeah. Follow our Instagram. We post reels on there, and we're a bit more interactive. No, we're not. That's a lie.
We are stepping up our interactive game. Okay. We do our best replying, and we really appreciate everyone who comments and take the time of the day to actually say something to us. Like. We appreciate you guys.
We do appreciate all the comments and interaction.
Life's been crazy with the move and everything, so.
Yeah. Assalamu alaikum. We hope you enjoyed, and Ramadan Mubarak. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye. Hiya.